Back in the day when we used to eBay, I eBayed and I had purchased an external DVD burner.
A big deal back in the day.
Big deal. It's like when they were like
Right.
DVD burners came out, and then if you didn't have one already, you got the external because you didn't want to get rid of your computer. I got it. I never used it. It was new in the box, brand new. I go to eBay it. I put it up. It's perfect. I put up the pictures, the description, everything.
Right.
It gets sold. Gets sold for a very reasonable price. It was like $65. Okay. I write the person right away. Remember, I told you I was like just so concerned with making it a pleasant experience. So I would always have 100 average on eBay. So I write the guy right away. I say, hey, you won. All good. Congrats. I'll mail it within 3 days. I'll send you a confirmation number. So on and so forth. He doesn't write me back. He doesn't have to.
Sure.
But that's just a fact to know.
Just let you know what type of guy this guy is off the bat.
Well, I don't even think he didn't even have to write me back. I'm just letting you know.
Didn't have to, but you wrote a nice letter.
Believe me, the protocol wasn't even for him to necessarily return it. That's not why I'm saying it. What I'm saying is he had an opportunity to write me back, which he should have utilized, which you'll find out later. So I package the thing up nice, I wrap it up, I send it to his address on record in Arizona. For those of you not familiar with eBay, once he makes a purchase, I get his information. It says his name, his shipping address, and it tells me how he paid me and when he paid me, and that's it. And we can leave each other a little missive or whatever. So I left him that, and I got it out. I mailed it on time. Okay. About 3 weeks pass, and I get a note. He paid me through PayPal.
Okay.
About 3 weeks pass, and I don't have a rating from him yet, and I don't have any communication from him. And out of nowhere, I get a letter, an email from PayPal saying that due to a possible, to a possible infraction on your part, there was an attempt to get money back from someone, and your account now is under review, and you have a complaint logged against you. And, you'll wait to hear from us on further notice. Like, they might suspend my account. They might just refund his money. They might side with me. I'm in arbitration right now.
Sure.
I have no idea what the hell they're talking about or who they're talking about. Right? So I look it up, and it's the fucking guy. His name was Frank. And he just called PayPal, logged the complaint against me, tried to get his money back, never contacted me. So I wrote to him, and I said...
I'm sorry, you sent it to him at this point?
This was 3 weeks ago. I mailed the DVD burner.
So he has the DVD burner.
3 weeks.
Right. Okay.
So I contacted him. I said, hey, Frank, I got this thing from PayPal saying that I have an infraction and they're reviewing my account and our situation's in arbitration. I have no idea what they're talking about. I said, I gave you the confirmation number. I mailed it within 2 days, everything.
Right.
I said, is there any issue? Could you let me know? And he wrote back. He's like, yeah. And he just wrote back like, and I wrote it so professional and
sure.
like I really.
You're going for that 4-star rating.
Sure, I am.
Yeah.
So he just wrote me back some like fucking like, he just scribbled like, yeah, I told you my address was in Jersey, and you didn't mail it to that address. And I was like, wait, what? I was like, I mailed it to your address on. So then I went and looked. And I said, what is this? So what it is he changed his address on PayPal. Doesn't matter. He didn't change his address on eBay. So his family lives in Arizona. He moved to Jersey. So I went to his family's house. He still was in possession of it.
Right.
So I look on eBay. His address, even 3 weeks later after this arbitration, is still Arizona.
Right.
He says he told me to send it to Jersey. I look on PayPal. On PayPal, his address is New Jersey.
Okay.
But that he didn't change it in both places. He made the mistake of thinking it was changed for when he purchases something. But little does he know, everything he purchases is going to Arizona. Right. He didn't make the proper change. So I wrote him back.
Frank's fault.
Frank's fault. I wrote him back. I said, Frank, I was confused about what happened, so I thoroughly researched the problem, and I think I found the issue. It seems that you put your new address on your PayPal account. However, when you make a purchase on eBay, I get forwarded your eBay information.
Right.
If you look right now, your eBay information was never updated, and it still has your Arizona address. Thus, the DVD burner and anything you purchase or win from eBay is going to go to that address until you make the change.
It was plain spoken. This is a problem.
That's it. Right. As you can see by the confirmation number, your DVD.
I like how your tone even changes to like a slightly subservient, how may I help you?
In the telling of the story.
Yeah, in the tone of the story. You're like, Frank, you have to understand. The address was changed.
Because that's the tone I was thinking when I was typing.
Great. You're an excellent storyteller.
Right.
That's all.
So I wrote, listen, I said, as you can see by the confirmation number, the package was accepted and received in Arizona. Do you still know the person there? Are they not there? And you wrote back, yeah, it's real annoying now because I don't have it yet and I needed it. And now I got to try and get it from Arizona, which is like a bit like annoying.
Okay.
And I was like, okay. I said, you've never written me once to let me know that was an issue, but you just went straight ahead to PayPal and put a possible suspension on my account for like fraud or whatever you did. And so I was like, so you knew that it got delivered to Arizona. I said, and also if I didn't, like, why would I intentionally send it to the wrong address after you quote unquote told me, which that you didn't? Right. And two, how would I even have your old Arizona address? Like,
sure.
Like I didn't, you didn't call me and say, hey, I have two addresses, Arizona and Jersey. Make sure you send it to Jersey.
Right.
Like, so it was just like, I said, you could have called me to rectify this. I said, I would have been more than happy to. I said, I either would have, we would have got to the bottom of it 3 weeks ago. I said, I would have even, if you really insisted, I probably would have just took a return.
Right.
I was like, but instead you called PayPal and now I might get my PayPal privileges revoked.
Right.
Because I'm not even sure why. Like, why wouldn't you just contact me first? The first course of action, just contact the seller.
Right.
It would have took a 1-line email. We would have resolved it within a day or two.
Right.
Now, 3 weeks later, we're in this little tussle. Right.
Right.
So, I said, I don't know what I can do for you now, buddy. I said, now I don't think I'd be willing to go that far for you. I was like, I don't understand like why you had to do that. It just seems like the most, I gotta find the email, but I really, really worded it in a way that just was like professional and courteous,
sure.
But was like, what can I do? Never answers me.
Okay.
I assume that he worked out the thing and got it on his own, but I have no idea.
Right. What had happened with PayPal?
I don't know if he gave me a negative eBay review.
Okay.
I'm not sure. PayPal, I kept the money. Nothing ever happened to my PayPal account. Nothing. It just dropped off the face of the earth.
Great.
I didn't go any further. I'm assuming he just was like, this is more trouble than it's worth. Right. I don't even know what. He got his thing. I waited and I waited for that negative eBay thing to come. I don't think it ever came.
Okay. That
was it. I was done with Frank. I was done with the external hard drive.
On your merry way.
Never heard from him again.
Right.
That's it. That's the end of the story.
Right.
Okay. A while later, 2 years.
2 full years.
2 full years, 24 months later, I'm out in Manhattan.
Right.
Hanging out.
Yeah.
Drinking it up, having some fun with the friends and everything like that. Come home. It's about 4 a.m.
Sure.
4 or 5 a.m. I get in my house. I'm a little tipsy. I open up my laptop, check, whatever, check my email, check Facebook, whatever. And I have an email. And I don't know who it's from. I don't recognize the name.
Right.
I open it up, and it's from Frank.
Mm.
It's from Frank from eBay. The guy, the external hard drive
right.
guy. It's the response to the email
right.
that I sent him 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That courteous response,
right.
The courteous, thorough response that I told him I researched everything. It seems that this is the problem. I don't know why you decided to go straight to PayPal. I would have been happy to resolve it for you. I hope that you make the change so this doesn't happen to you on your future purchases. Let me know where you'd like to go from here, but I'm really not sure where we can because of the infraction, blah, 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 blah. Oh, and then he also threw in back then, I'm sure it don't work. Like, okay. I don't even know what he meant. I was like, it is, in fact, never used as I stated.
Right.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I missed one small part of the story. He told me all that. I told him that. He then got the DVD burner and he wrote me back. This is after the PayPal complaint. He got the DVD. I said, this is why you should have just called me. Sure. I would have helped you in any which way I could. Whatever. He then went through the motions, got the burner, and then wrote to me, I opened the burner. It don't work.
Right.
I think it's, I don't know what you sold me, but it doesn't work. So I wrote him back, Frank, the DVD burner was new and sealed
Right.
in the box. I was like, I assure you, it works. I'm sure this is a case of you are not looking at the manual or using it properly.
Right.
I was like, it was sealed in a box. I said, if anything, your problems with the manufacturer, but I'm sure it works. I said, here's a link. I found. I said, there's an online manual to it.
So you even went above and beyond with that.
I'm sure it's not.
Okay.
I'm sure it don't work like you stated. Right. 2 years later, he never answers it.
Right.
2 years later, I come home. Okay.
Right.
I'm probably eating a knish.
Right.
I'm sitting on my kitchen table. I open my laptop. I'm like, Frank, I think his name was like Frank Buddha or something like that. I open up the thing. I'm looking and I see, and it's from him. And I'm like, what? Because the subject line is the R-E.
Sure.
And it's like I-O, like DVD external burner. And I'm like,
Right.
so it rings a bell. I'm like, holy fuck.
Right.
Am I drunk? This can't be. This is, and it's 2 years later.
Right.
I open up the email. And it's an email from Frank. The beginning, middle, and end, the entire body, the entire sentence, everything is, you're an ass. 3 words. 3 words.
2 years.
24 months later, he responds with, you're an ass. That's it. It was so ridiculous and brilliant.
Right.
It was ridiculous and brilliant. And now it was sent at like 4 a.m. too.
Sure.
So what I figure is he went out, he got drunk,
Right.
he came home, opened his email, and was like looking it through old emails and just like, fuck this guy. I'm just going to fire up that he's an ass.
Right.
2 years later, he brings it. I was so... Mind you, I never did anything wrong. Never. I did nothing wrong. I was only courteous to this man. I did all that I could to help him. And he sinks that low. And he just drops on me, you're an ass. The way this resonated with me at a 4 a.m. drunk time period,
yeah.
I was a mixture
Right.
of in his hysterics of laughter and enraged.
Right.
Like, I was literally laughing like, who the fuck? Had such confusing emotions because it's also just so fucking funny because either he's a genius or he's a drunk idiot, most likely, but he didn't mean to stumble on such comedic timing.
Right.
And it was so potent in its simplicity.
Yeah.
3 words.
And
like,
you couldn't stop talking about
not
it.
even fuck you.
Yeah.
Or, hey, you know what? I just saw this old thing. It never worked. I think he just wrote, you're an ass, and he just let it lie there.
Send.
And put it out into the ether. Yeah, just send. Exactly.
It rocked your world.
It rocked my
You
world.
couldn't stop talking about this.
It was 3 in
What
the
year
morning.
was this? What year was this?
This had to be at least 6 years ago,
Right.
7 years ago.
Because you were obsessed with it.
7 years ago.
Rightfully so. It's amazing.
I couldn't believe it. I printed out the emails. I brought them to work with me,
Right.
and I would show everyone the emails. I would read them the chain that I wrote. You would think I was the CEO of a company. The way that I wrote, I'm telling you, it was beautiful the way I worded this thing. And then I'd read all that, and then they're like, all right, what happened? I'd be like, and I'd show them, it just goes, you're an ass. 2 years later. And everyone's crying, laughing. I'm like, this motherfucker, he really got under my skin. And I was going to just fire one back to him and be like, fuck you, you asshole. I'm what are you talking about? Blah, 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 blah. Or even just say, you jerk. Like, I did everything. There's no reasoning with this guy.
No.
There's no reasoning with
Frank does not know reason.
Joe Savarese
Right.
he was as obsessed as I was, my buddy. And he went to Facebook, typed in his full name and his city, and found a picture of the guy. And he's like, dude, you're never going to believe what this guy looks like. And the guy is a fucking geek, right?
Really?
Yeah, he has like nerdy glasses. He looks nerdy.
Do you still have that? Can we get him?
I have it. Oh, my God.
Get him?
Oh, my God. I will find this guy and we'll get him on the fucking show.
Well, there's more to the story.
So
let's not get ahead of myself.
So we're crying at what the guy looks like. Well, now he'll never come on the show that he hears this. But we're crying at what he looks like. Well, I shouldn't say he's a geek, but he's not like he didn't look like what I thought is what he should say.
Right.
He was older. He had glasses. A little bit of a heavyset dude. Like he just. I don't know. Like, it was just hysterical to put you're an ass to that picture. So So we're crying, and then like every so often, like Joe Savarese just texts me, "You're an ass" with that photo. Right. So it's become like a meme between us, right? So I had an idea, and I didn't tell anybody my idea.
Right.
I didn't tell anyone. It was so hard to keep this secret. But I'm like, I got to get this guy back. I got to do something.
Right.
What can I do? What would be the best thing for me to do? How could I really get this guy?
Right.
How could I blindside him? How could I make up for how he made me feel with his urine ass?
Right.
What is the perfect like checkmate to do to this guy?
Right. There's an obvious answer.
What?
Well, what you did. I don't want to ruin it for you.
Okay. What I did was, and this may be one of my most shining moments.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
I waited 2 years. I waited 2 full years. Now,
Counting down the time.
counting it
You
down.
didn't forget.
No.
You were like, I'll worry about this in 2 years.
Every day I was like, I crossed the one thing off my calendar. Every day. I did that like red line through the day.
Right.
We are now 4 years removed from the sale of this external hard drive.
The technology is outdated.
It doesn't even, it's completely obsolete.
Right.
It's 48 months later.
Right.
A child that didn't exist before now is learning script.
Right.
Like that's like 4 years. Wars have
are
begun
fought
and ended.
and won and lost in less than 4 years.
Yeah.
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 So 4 years later,
Yeah.
what do?
I opened up my email.
And you knew the day was coming.
Yeah, I knew it was
You're like,
coming.
next Thursday is 2 years to the day
Right.
that I got this from Frank.
Right.
Great.
I open up my email and I write him back. No. You're the ass.
Oh, God.
That's all I wrote.
That is funny.
I just don't know. You're the ass. 2 years later.
Right. And how long ago was that?
Oh man. I mean, at this point, that was probably it's been years now.
So he didn't sadly Frank didn't.
No. I mean, he had to have received mine.
Yeah.
Like, what did he do when he received it? Is he like one of these dolts that just like saw it and was like, what a jerk? Or was he like, oh my God, that's fucking funny?
If he did, I feel like if he had that reaction, he would have gotten back to you.
Right.
You know?
I mean, I can see like a friendship coming to that. You know?
Yeah, it would be sad if it went to his spam folder and he never saw it.
Yeah,
or, you know what I mean? That would be upsetting to me.